90-minute newscast, and she'll have a full report on ABC 57 News tonight at 11. All new and developing here at 5 on ABC 57 News. A fire this afternoon at Park Jefferson apartment complex has left dozens without a place to live tonight. When our crews pulled up to the building, as you can see there, they saw flames just shooting from the roof and several units smoking. Let's go live now to ABC 57's Daryl Bajoris for the very latest. And Daryl, let's start with, is everyone okay?
Yeah, Brian, thankfully no one was injured in the blaze, but firefighters say there were people inside at the time when I arrived on scene. Crews were ushering those folks to safety, working hard to put out those flames. It was a scary scene for tenants at Park Jefferson Apartments as firefighters battled a blaze that destroyed 8 units in the complex.
It just engulfed it really quick.
Howard Welker says he saw the smoke first, and then the fire trucks. Sadly, it's a sight he says happens with some frequency. In the last year and a half alone, firefighters have been called out at least 3 times to find Park Jefferson in flames.
We as humans and tenants of the complex, we've just got to be a little more conscientious of what we're doing.
It happens. You know, there's a lot of different complexes in this city that we go to multiple times. It just seems that Park Jefferson has one where the fire does get to be a little larger than normal fires.
Investigators say they don't know what sparked the fire, but they do know that the damage could have been a lot worse. Assistant Chief John Courtier says it was only recently that a fire stop was installed.
It's a wall that's fire rated that will contain the fire just to a certain location.
That, along with a quick response from emergency crews, likely saved 24 surrounding units from damage. Still, it's a reminder that tenants could use more caution.
I don't know what happened with this one, but I know in other cases we've had human error.
It's just a matter of fire safety, and that they impress upon the residents how important it is to promote fire safety and to keep everything fire safe in the building.
Now, I reached out to the apartment complex today to learn more about their safety procedures. A worker there was quick to point out that previous incidents almost always involve a tenant leaving something unattended. Reporting live in South Bend, Daryl Bajoris, ABC 57 News.
Well, this morning a shift change actually helped firefighters in Warsaw get the job done just a little faster. A fire broke out on Market Street right in the middle of shift change, so both units responded to that house fire. Everybody did make it out of that home all right, but firefighters told ABC 57 the damage seemed irreparable.
If you're traveling through Kosciuszko County tonight, we want to give you a heads up that Argonne Road is back open. The road has been closed from Warsaw to Winona Lake because it's so icy. We're told there are still a few slick spots, so please be careful if you're headed that way tonight.
And if you had to be out on the roads today, it was extra slick after days of those plows clearing the snow, leaving a sheet of ice. Today, Main Street at Douglas and Mishawaka was temporarily closed because of those super slick conditions. But we have learned right now those roads are back open.
Michigan State Police have asked ABC 57 News to pass along a warning tonight about I-94. Troopers say it is just too dangerous with the ice, the worst of it from Benton Harbor to Paw Paw right through our area. State police say give it just one more day. Should be a little bit better by tomorrow afternoon.
And we do have a reminder tonight for South Bend's residents. The city's snow emergency parking regulations are in effect for another hour to help workers clear the snow and widen travel lanes. That means no parking on east-west streets until 6 o'clock tonight. And that rule is in effect all day tomorrow on north-south streets. Anyone that doesn't move their car could be ticketed or towed.
Last week, ABC 57 News had your first alert that LaPorte County road crews were running really low on salt. Well, today we checked back in to see how much salt they have again after the biggest winter storm in decades. The County Highway Department spokesperson told us that they are expecting a 6 semi-truck shipment of salt today, in addition to the 15 semi-loads they got just last week. The salt and sand mix should start working to thaw the roads now that the temperatures are warming up a bit.
And tonight, an update for you on that deadly double shooting in Coloma Township. Police have identified Carrie Michelle Burgess Wagnon. She was shot in the leg and remains in stable condition at the hospital tonight. 46-year-old Richard Christopher Merchant was found dead inside that house from a single gunshot wound to the head. Police say the victims lived together and that no other parties were involved in that shooting.
18 degrees felt pretty good today compared to how it's been the past few days. The sun has given you a chance to get out and clear away some of the snow. But today, ABC 57 News talked with the Clay Fire Marshal about some spots you may be missing. ABC 57's Megan Schiller is working for you tonight. She is live along 933. Megan, I understand that you drove around and inspected some of those spots for yourself. What did you find out for us?
Well, Brian, the fire marshal says it's snow piles like this one here. It's almost as tall as I am. They're good. That means that the parking lots have been cleared. But for buildings like hotels and nursing homes and schools, buildings that have a lot of people, in the case of an emergency, they're going to need to use all the doors to exit safely. That means none of the exit doors should ever be blocked with any amount of snow.
Shoveling is a pain, but it's better than a death lawsuit. That's why Fire Marshal Dave Sharon says snow should never be piled up near the exit doors or the ramps.
You have to realize the people that are staying not only in hotels but in the nursing homes and in places of assembly, they have a certain level of expectation that they're going to get out safely.
And it's exit doors just like this one that firefighters say pose the greatest risk, with snow all the way up to their shins, just to try to get into one of these doors.
The problem with that is when you need them, you know, it's much easier to move that snow now than when it starts freezing and hardening, and then it's not going to open.
Hotel manager Tom Snell says he's trying his best. His maintenance guys are continuously clearing 10 exits and trying anything to tackle these ice daggers.
It's snow blowers. I have the tree cutters to try to get the icicles down. They formed and they're very solid right now, so it's difficult. It's a challenge.
Fire Marshal Sharon agrees it is time consuming, but he says it's a lot better than the lawsuits that many places have seen.
3 people were injured, and one of the things that OSHA, when they came in and did an investigation on it, cited them for was snow-blocked exits. And so part of that $250,000 fine that they gave them was because those people that contributed to part of their injuries getting worse because they couldn't get out.
Now, coming up tonight at 6, I looked into another popular area hotel, and I found that the fire hydrant was basically buried, and the path to the fire connection for those firefighters was non-existent. Hear what the fire marshal has to say about that coming up at 6. Live in St. Joseph County, Megan Schiller, ABC 57 News.
And today we uncovered new information for you in the investigation into a house fire on Western Avenue. Yesterday, when ABC 57 got to that fire, firefighters had a tough time getting those flames out because of the cold temperatures. All new tonight at 5. The fire investigation has been suspended because the structure isn't safe and because of the bad weather. The fire caused more than $40,000 in damage.
Hundreds of South Bend residents shivered through a power outage this morning. Indiana Michigan Power planned that outage to fix a circuit that blew on Monday night. ABC 57's Amanda Starantino joins us live from South Bend at the intersection of State Road 23 and Edison. Amanda.
Kim, for a few hours today, homes and businesses near Twickenham and Edison, which I'm standing right in front of right now, lost power so utility crews could fix some of those lines. But with these really cold temperatures, homeowners were really thankful for the heads up.
Gas stations closed, lights out, and homes with no heat. That did not stop 81-year-old Vern Lindback today.
We moved here in late 1989. So it's been a long stay, and we're pretty well familiar with the territory now. So basically, this is the worst here that I've seen since I've been in South Bend.
A trip circuit on Monday night caught residents off guard.
A transformer that blew up or something, because they made a big bang here the other day, and the lights flickered a little bit. And so I knew there was a power problem someplace.
To fix the problem, Indiana Michigan Power scheduled a planned power outage today for about 600 customers in and around the Wooded Estates neighborhood. Vern says that does not scare him.
Getting our generator ready, I started up, make sure it was run last night, and putting the gas in it, and it was all ready to go, and turning some of the stuff off, the power off in the house there that wasn't necessary, and make sure that the house is warm, just in case that thing fails.
But still, Vern stays bundled up and prepared for the worst.
Yeah, I got a couple layers on underneath this. So plan ahead for a place like this, because if you don't, you're going to pay for it in the long run. So it's best to look ahead. If power fails and that thing fails too, then I'm in big trouble.
Power was returned at 1 right on schedule, but lights at this intersection are not back on yet. Let me show you. I'm going to step behind the camera and show you the traffic. It's really snarling up right now, as you can see, all the way down the 23. So for your commute home, make sure to give yourself a little bit extra time to make sure you get home on time. Reporting live in South Bend, Amanda Starantino, ABC 57 News.
And within the hour, all South Shore train services between South Bend and Michigan City are back up and running as normal. We had your first warning in the past few days here that the South Shore had been busing passengers from South Bend to Michigan City. That, of course, because of the weather-related problems. Well, 2 American helicopters went down, killing at least 5 U.S. service members. So the big question tonight, what went wrong mid-flight?
And as we head into tonight, those temperatures will certainly drop back down into the single digits. But after those single digits, we're actually going to be tracking that warm-up. More right after the break.
Plus, a thaw on the way here in Michiana, but the brutally cold temps have moved on and are hovering now out east. How people in upstate New York are trying to dig out of 6 feet of snow.